It is No Gifts, Please, the parenting podcast by the pair with no real gifts, but a whole lot of gumption. Hey everyone, I'm Steve Noviello.
And I'm Jenny Anchondo.
And we are back in kind of real time now. I know that we had I think we just released a couple of weeks ago, a state fair episode, which was probably a little later than it should have been, but we had the birthday episode surprise and
we pre-record.
Right, and it kind of gets us off by...
But now, most importantly, we had the birthday surprise. Now, the moment that I have personally been waiting for, and I know some of you have been waiting for, the birthday recap. We talked about that your birthday party was going to be happening.
Are we not done that yet?
No, we have not done that yet. And I mean, there's so many tidbits to go over.
Really?
I think so.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Well, first of all, I feel like you got a lot of gifts. For a guy with a podcast called No Gifts, Please.
And you know what? Some lovely, lovely things. Like the moms at school got me a spa gift card to the Jewel. I've never been. I can't wait to go. I just have to figure out how to take a day off of work and then I will go.
You have days. You just need to use them.
Do you know that I was just having this conversation. Do you know how much vacation time I have banked?
Way too much.
Yes.
4 weeks.
4.5 weeks.
That's ridiculous.
It is November and I have 4.5 weeks.
Yeah, you need to tomorrow. Go to the gym. It's hard. It's I get it because you're passionate about your show. You just launched 2 big projects.
Passionate, smashing it.
You need to go to the Jewel.
Who's going to do it if I'm not there is the problem. I could be passionate with an assistant. So if any of you are looking for a part-time
that
job
is that.
and know how to produce a television show.
Side note, off on a Jewel tangent, so good.
I hear it's so nice. A friend of ours, this guy Richard, who was at Ryan, actually. Richard and Ryan they're a couple. They were at the party. I don't know if you met them. They were part of the gaggle of gay dads that were in attendance.
I met a couple, so I don't know.
Yeah, they were a few.
They were in the gaggle.
We had a few. So it's actually funny. They are dads in our district at another elementary school, and I've been telling the dads in our school, hey, you've got to meet these guys. We're going to meet up with them in middle school because we have a kid the same age. And then turns out they used to live across the street from each other when we all lived in Kessler Park.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like,
you know
each other.
You all moved for schools probably and all of that.
And everybody ended up where we are. You know what? It was a wonderful celebration. It was just really nice, I mean, I had a last minute outfit issue, so I ran out.
You did a wardrobe malfunction?
Yeah, I had a wardrobe malfunction.
Tell. What was it?
So I recently have gotten hooked on, do you shop at Zara at all?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never shopped there.
How?
Because years ago,
miss Zara?
Well, because years ago, I went into a Zara to look for a coat, and the woman looked at me and she said, I'm sorry, we only carry your size online. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's awful.
Zara for petites?
I'm a little more petite than I was then. So now
it wasn't a height thing. You felt like it was more of a size thing.
It was a size thing for sure. Yes, for sure.
What? That is so bizarre.
For sure. She's like, you're a XXL and we don't carry that in the store. I was like, okay. It reminded me of what was
Pretty Woman? I don't know.
Mean Girls, where she's like this, she's like, try Sears.
Yeah, try Sears. That's crazy because first of all, Zara's not that high end. Not that being high end allows you to be rude. I mean, it's just
well,
it's Zara.
Again, but it's fashion.
It's trendy.
Anyway, so I'm into it now.
So now, oh my gosh, I would never go back to them after that. I'd be like, look at me looking so fabulous and going to H&M instead.
Exactly, because that's my price point. But I bought these really great knits. Actually, this is from Zara.
Okay.
So I bought these really great knits, which is kind of like an elevated T-shirt. I wear them with suits a lot on my show at work, so it's just kind of a nice whatever. So I bought 5 or 6 of them, in a bunch of different colors. Well, then I washed them. And apparently you are not supposed to really wash and then dry clothing. I mean, it was I took this, I was so excited. I was like, I'm going to wash it on because I'm going to wear one for the party. And I took it to the dryer and it was doll clothing. And I was like, I need to. So I was like, I went to the mall. I sat there.
I went to the mall. I don't know, something about the mall makes me feel like you're 12.
I went to the mall. It was 9:45, me and the mall walking ladies, and I was sitting outside of Zara waiting for them to open. Birthday party morning. Parties at 11 or noon or whatever it was.
That was one
I'm
for
there.
me.
We'll discuss that in a moment. I went there, they opened their doors and I was like, okay, I'm either just going to replace such and such, or maybe I'll just find something. And I was like, you know what? I grabbed a couple things off the rack, tried it on. I was like, great. By 10:15, I was back in the car with a new outfit, and that was that.
And this is the difference between men and women. It's not what you think. It's actually that.
Well, I mean, it was, of course, all black. It was like a black suit
you looked
and
great.
a black shirt and, whatever else. But anyway, it was a really beautiful day. It was a nice birthday. The venue was great.
Perfection.
The people were really... It was nice to see, and I mentioned this. Oh, wait, no, you missed my remarks.
Oh, Lord. Okay, here we go.
So for those of you who were not at this party, I gave a touching, thank you, tear-filled and touching thank you, in which my children also started crying because it was so emotional. And like the peak of the emotion, the door to the venue comes flying open and in walks Jenny and Chando.
I had to make it about me.
Which was really like a beautiful like break of like comedy in like what was like, I was like, how are we going to get back from this moment? And there you were.
You're welcome.
Right on cue.
Always here with the assist.
So it was nice. It was, and again, it's just like at a wedding, right? Where like all of these different delegations of your life get to come together and celebrate you, and you get to enjoy seeing them meet each other. Like my dad was like, I had a list of people who I wanted to meet.
Yes.
So that kind of thing.
He didn't say it like that.
Yeah, literally he did. Well, not with the hand.
I'm like, I just didn't met him enough to know the hand was not a part of it. But
you're not watching
and I was thinking about that too, like how lovely for your parents to be in the presence of you receiving love from other people.
Yeah.
I think it's like you love to see your children be loved on. And I was thinking how special that would be for them.
Yeah.
To see all these people showing up on a Saturday afternoon for you. Everybody dressing up, looking so fabulous. And I'm so mad because the venue, I don't know why we're like not listing the venue.
We can. It was at Park House.
Okay. I don't know. I was like, the venue.
No, it was
the
at Park
secret
House
location.
Which, by the way, so we are not members of. It's a members only situation. But my friend Reed, who works there, is the one who booked the party for us.
Oh, it's great connection there.
Yeah.
Keep up that friendship with Reed.
For a million reasons.
Yes, for a million reasons. But they have the no photos policy there.
Yes.
And I've been there I have a lot of friends that are members. We're not members either. So, but like if a friend is, then you can go with them. Go. And so I'm always kind of intimidated by this photo policy because I'm somebody who likes to photograph everything in my life. Like every ounce of my children's food, like all my friends, anytime I get together with somebody, I love to photograph it. And so when I go there, I'm like, don't like play it cool. Like don't.
They have a photo booth.
They have a photo booth. I don't love the photo booth. It's like not my favorite. But I'm so mad because apparently there was the no photo policy was lifted.
It did not apply to our private
event. Apply to the, but I didn't really like realize that, and I wasn't there for very long, and I'm just mad that I didn't get a picture on my phone because we've not gotten the photos back from the photographer, or maybe you have.
Oh, I have. They're really good.
Oh, well, okay. Well, can we use it as like the cover art of this or something?
Yes.
Because that's what I was so mad about. I saw everybody like all of your friends from Fox posting pictures, and I was like, oh, I'm such a rule follower. I'm such a Miss Priss. I was like, there's no photos in here.
So that was great. Speaking of events, so Kendra Scott event unveiling the line, the Cowboys inspired line of their jewelry. The thing that I like about her, it's funny. Yeah. So my nieces who go to college in the Northeast, one of them has graduated. She's in grad school now, but it's so funny, their impression of like Southern things, Kendra Scott being one of them. Like they're like all of their girlfriends who go to school. One went to Penn State, one goes to Syracuse. So these are schools that have out of state kids that come to them. I went to a state school, so generally everybody was from New York. But a lot of their friends are from the South, and they will, like the idea, like these girls talking about Kendra Scott, or what's the other one? What's that store in Snyder Plaza that has like all these like 10-year-old influencers? Love something or another, or Abby or something. I don't know. Anyway, we'll
Love Shack Fancy?
No,
that's also a Southern brand.
Yeah, but anyway. So I was like, oh, Kendra Scott. I said, Jenny was just at a thing because
oh my gosh, how funny. So that's what they think of Southern people.
Well, because she's such it's a big brand.
Course. It's a big national brand. And I remember when I first moved to Dallas about 11 years ago or so now, I guess, my friend Suleika, who's from Texas, but we met on our first TV job in Arizona. Our news director was Texan. And, Texans like love to stick together. Right. So then our news director in Arizona was like, Texan, hired my friend Suleika. So then we became friends. Then she got into sales. I stayed in TV, and we met up here in Dallas. The second I get to Dallas, she takes me to like we wanted to go shopping, and she's like, "You've got to know about Kendra Scott." And so ever since she got me like hooked on Kendra Scott, you know, all those years ago.
Suleika, by the way, who is going to be featured in the Fox Holiday Gift Guide this year.
She is so excited, you guys.
I'm so thrilled to have her.
The button babe.
Yeah. So cool. So she takes, I mean, it's not a secret. So she takes vintage buttons and makes these gorgeous like rings and earrings, and it's really very chic. It's really cool.
And it's very like upcycling.
Yes, I love it.
And
she is just I mean, I don't know her well. I know her because Megan Henderson and her were friends as well.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So am I thinking? I think so. Anyway,
maybe. I mean, TV is small. It's possible.
She's just about as cute as she can be.
Cute. Think of like Susan Lucci. Like, is she not Susan Lucci?
She's
or like
adorable.
Mixed with Dolly Parton?
She's adorable.
She is the cutest.
And the stuff is so creative, and like she's so like, I don't know, like we like to promote small businesses on the show. And I tried to do it last year, and she was like, you know what? And this is actually something I really respect about her. And she said, I don't know if I'm ready. Like if we do it and it goes well and I can't keep up, then I've let people down. And I said, well, let's wait a year.
She's a classy lady.
She's a classy lady. Anyway.
So yes, all the jewelry love. And so it was fun to, you know, have a little podcast event with Kendra Scott.
Yeah. So they introduced their new, it's a Cowboys inspired.
So it's like game day inspired. So, which I actually really love. I'm not a big logo girl. I don't love a big like overt, any kind of brand. I say with my big overt brand. No, but but I like this bag. It's a Gucci bag, but it has
G's on your bag stand for.
It's not
right
colored. It's like, and it's not like the whole bag. This is the bag. It's like
trapunto.
Is that what that is? Where it's
like a quilted embroidery.
But it's not a different color. It's all black. It's all one color. I don't like the big logos and stuff. So what I think that they did that's very cool with Kendra Scott's game day inspired situation is it's like blue stars, silver stars. It's not like cowboy.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's subtle, cute, classy, fun. It's a little bit bigger. I love big jewelry too. If you're going to like splurge on
might as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, Brighton, I mean, like she's 7, does not need Kendra Scott, but she
got some.
She got some, and she is very excited. It was special. One of her classmates came to, and she got her like first Kendra Scott. So it was a sweet little moment for the two of them and for us moms to.
They also, I feel like, do a lot of give back. They do. They have a men's line. Actually, I'm wearing one of their bracelets. They have this Corday bracelet is
this.
They I've had this forever.
I didn't even know about the men's line. Look at me.
They do a men's line. They do watches for men, bracelets for men, beaded jewelry for men.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, it's a natural progression. So.
Yeah, it was a fundraiser for the Salvation Army, by the way. Exactly. That's what you were bringing up. And I've been there for, they've done Leukemia Texas in the past. I've been on the board for Leukemia Texas, and they've done really generous, that 20% give back, which I love. And so very, very cool.
I love it.
Love some Kendra.
I love it. What else you got?
I'm like, I don't know. We didn't start our timer, so I'm wondering if we have time for this next topic.
There's time.
Okay. He's like, okay, good.
We're
okay,
like 12 minutes.
Is it? Listen, Halloween was such a long time ago, but the audience may have been.
Oh my God!
What?
I mean, Halloween, where I got lost in your neighborhood.
How are you? Do you still have bunions from that walk?
So
how did you get lost? Also, if you last heard about Halloween, we were supposed to have it at your house, but unhosted.
Doug uninvited you.
He did.
So here's the reason why. Although next year I feel like we should, because like the week of Halloween, more than one family was like, "Oh, come to this block party, come to this block party." Because we live in a section of our neighborhood that is a little quieter. That we don't live deep in the neighborhood. We live like just inside enough to be in the school district.
Okay.
So the real heavier stuff
parties go down in the middle.
They do where the streets are a little wider and the people are whatever. So anyway, I think that we should definitely do it next year. But Doug had invited you all to our home.
That's right,
because you're always so generous inviting us to your house. But then so we just re-landscaped, and installation it started the day before Halloween and was continuing on. So he's like, we're not going to have any decorations or anything.
But like, what about having a friend that you don't have to clean the house for, Doug?
The inside of the house.
He never took that vow.
Doug is exteriors and would rather you not see our. No, it was really. I think it was really more of a decorating thing. He was like for the kids. He's like, we're not going to have like any decorations or like
we
that
didn't
kind
really
of stuff.
have that many we'd have some.
Well, now that you brought it up, I would like to know.
Like, I know. Would you like to file a complaint? Like, look, if I am going to use one of my children's 1 of 10 Halloween events, we need you to go all out.
No, it was super fun. And you're always so gracious. You invited our friends and of course my mother-in-law who wasn't able to come. But I also love that our kids are friends.
They love to see each other. Yep.
Which is so nice. I mean, they're really, not to get all family and whatnot, but it's really more of like a cousin situation because they don't go to school together. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, so, and they love it and they always pick right up where they left off. And your neighborhood is a very like, and I'm sure ours is as well. Although when we drove back into it, it was like, it was like traffic jams.
Oh, was it?
I mean, it was like
super popular.
Intense. Yeah. Whereas yours is like, it's all neighborhood people. We ran into some people that we had met through you. The parents, everyone's walking around with their Yeti, and like the kids are running around and like, there's not really any traffic. So like your kids are within 30 feet of you at all times kind of vibe. But one of the highlights of your neighborhood is there is one house that our boys love to go to. Because they hand out it's not even the full size candy bar, which is a nice get. It's a
nice perk.
It is the sword, the light up sword that these people hand out each year. And this year there was a choice. There was a sword and there was also, did you see there was like a spinny umbrella thing?
No, I didn't see that.
You could choose.
I'm surprised Breton didn't pick the spinny umbrella.
Yeah, no.
Probably with the boys, I feel like she leans into the sword. Yeah. Leans into the sword. Just...
Girls can have swords too.
No, I mean, I 100%.
Didn't you ever see that movie? What was it called? Brave with the little Disney.
I didn't.
Okay. So anyway, we got the swords. We kept on walking. Well, Jacob was like, "Daddy, my sword broke," and I was like, "Okay, buddy. Well, sorry. Like, I mean, not to be but like, I'm assuming that these swords are, 100 for 100. Like, what did you expect?" And he was like, "But." I was like, I said, you know what?
He doesn't ask for much. He doesn't ask for much. Kid. Like,
I said, I will go and I will get you a new sword. We'll meet up with you guys.
You took someone with you.
So I took a friend and I said, let's go get the sword. And I went back to these people's house. And of course, I'm like practicing.
I was wondering,
I'm practicing
what did you
in
say?
my mind.
Like
right.
trick or treat?
Right.
Like, did you try to look little?
It's like that. There's a comedian that talks about
post diet Zara.
Right. Like when you're so drunk at the bar that you have to practice your order in the corner before you approach the bartender. Like it was that kind of vibe. Because at the end of the day, like, I don't know if you remember the kids that were handing these things out. They were maybe 18 or 20. The kids that were like, I'm a 50-year-old man, right? Like
with another adult.
Well, that was on the way back. We'll have that conversation.
Oh.
Anyway, I went up to him and I said, I'm so sorry to have to ask. I said, this sword is not working. I said, I've got a little kid about to be in tears. Would you mind terribly if he said, oh, absolutely. No, take a different one or whatever. So we took the other sword.
Thank goodness.
So now cut to, because you guys are gone.
So now there's the two of you walking around with the light up sword just to set the scene.
Full grown men, me in a giant box of popcorn and like being taunted, by the way, like by like slightly, because it's late now. So now the older kids are out saying things like, nice popcorn. Like, can I get some? Can I have some? Like being taunted in your neighborhood by these children. Like I'm having flashbacks to very unhappy memories in my childhood. And I'm like,
sorry, my neighborhood was so cruel to you.
And it didn't even dawn on me to take this costume off. Like,
no, you just stormed off with your sword.
Oh my gosh! So I was like, okay, now this is weird. Now we're two grown men in the neighborhood.
Reed not in costume.
Reed's not in costume.
So like that's just also kind of just a component.
And the sword, and like we're also like we're totally lost. Completely lost. I'm trying to figure out like how to share my
like drop a pin or share a location.
Then I type in your address incorrectly and we wind up in
we're gone for so long.
I mean, we finally got back to Doug is like, where are you? And I was like, we are on our way. Like, what do you mean, where am I? Like
you dropped into a party.
Right, like I'm doing something else. Like I'm trying to find my way back.
Popcorn costume. I just don't understand how you got lost. It was like that house was only 2 blocks away. I mean, it's just right up the street.
I mean, if I dropped you in the middle of my neighborhood,
I am the first one to get lost. 100. I just didn't expect it from you.
Well, and we had both had GPS. We had phones.
Oh my gosh.
So I put the thing in wrong. Blah blah blah.
By then, the kids had eaten pounds of candy.
I mean, it is like I would say we were a good half hour delay at least.
Because like I said, by then they had all had taken out their candy, sorted it, eaten a ton. I mean, a ton.
So we finally get back to your house. Heath is on the lawn laughing at us as we
should the taunting continue?
The taunting continued from your husband. We looked like we had been like 40 days and 40 nights in the desert.
It looked like The Hangover.
I mean, like we were finally, I've got like, my popcorn is deflated.
Popping up.
I mean, so anyway, we get in the car. Well, here's what Doug doesn't know. So one of the co-chairs for Hope Party, which by the way is coming up on the 22nd. Yes. Is it the 22nd? Which if you haven't bought your tickets yet, because this will be on before that, it's on the 22nd. Please come, benefiting Grant Halliburton Foundation. It's absolutely fantastic. I will be there as a co-chair. Jenny will be there emceeing the event. But one of the other co-chairs had graciously invited us to her house on the way home. She lives in our neighborhood, just to stop by with the kids and get a candy, whatever. So I was like,
bring your deflated popcorn self over.
We have one stop to, and he was like, oh, like you're. I was
he was feeling held hostage by you
a little bit, whatever. So I was like, so because of course we're going as well. They're friends with big people. Finally, I was like, hey, we're not. I'm so sorry, we're not going to make it. Like I've got 2 kids who are like done. And luckily she texted back and she was like, oh, no problem. She goes, we're actually out of candy. So I was like, oh my God, thank God. Could you imagine if we had gone out of the way to go there?
And then they have no candy.
And then Doug's like, what are we doing? You know,
like whatever. With your broken sword.
Right. Then we go home. And Jacob is like throwing up in the bathroom.
No,
like,
what?
Thank God we did not go to this woman's house.
Do you think from all the candy?
I think so.
It's
probably.
Because of the delay. The delay. I mean, what could we tell them? No.
Right, no, totally. It's Halloween. like eat up, you know, whatever.
Lesson learned.
Oh
my gosh, I had no idea how the night transpired.
No, it was a whole. There was
can
a
I
whole
make it just like a tiny bit worse? Which Heath was like, do not tell him this. So we know we do the witch switch.
Yes.
Which is like eat all the candy you want, like put some in the lunchbox or whatever, and then the bulk of it goes to the witch and then they get a toy. So Brighton, in an effort to get like
a larger toy,
become more attractive to the witch and thus, ingratiate
offering.
herself, she donated her sword. I was like, oh my gosh, Brian, if you would have just said something when all of this was happening,
I would not have had to go get another one.
Didn't actually want the sword. She's like, yeah, I just kind of, I was like, oh my gosh. He's like, you cannot tell him. Don't tell him.
Oh, anyway, it's all good. It's all good. It's part of, you know what? It's part of being, I'm glad that I'm the kind of dad, or that my kid knows that I'm the kind of dad that will go get him a new sword if his breaks.
That's right.
So
I agree.
Worth the extra long walk.
It was worth it. You got in your steps. You maintain your Zara-like physique for another day.
Yeah.
And now I know that Doug expects landscaping, so I'll keep that in mind next time he comes over.
Oh, by the way, it looks great. So we have a lot of like base stuff. We put in a new tree, a ton of bushes, and a ton of stuff.
Okay.
Whatever.
I can't wait to see the facade.
Yeah, come visit. Okay, so
now we're definitely like out of time.
Yeah, okay, so we're definitely out of time for this week. We're going to catch up again with folks. Again, we're back in real time. We're glad to be back. We're glad that you're back. Go ahead and click subscribe. New episode every Tuesday morning on your favorite podcast platform. And remember, as always, if you do nothing else, go find yourself a friend. You don't need to clean the house for it. You have to landscape, but you don't have to clean the house.